Welcome back to another episode of the For the Healthy Host podcast,
where we talk about conscious living, self-awareness, and everything in between.
I'm your host, Ree.
Sunset Tim.
Thank you for joining us and allowing us to be a part of your journey.
Smooth.
How are you today?
I'm good. I am. Got a lot of good energy.
Feel it.
I have a lot of optimism for the future. A lot of gratitude for where I'm at. Today, my energy's been aligned how I like it to be.
Love that.
A little bit of planning, a lot of in the moment. I just like that. I like that balance between the two.
Agreed.
So I'm in a good space. How about you?
I'm feeling good about myself, which is a big win for me because the past couple of years it hasn't been so. Happy to be here, having this conversation, continuing to detach from old versions of myself, things, people, and like you said, just be more in the moment.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're going to get to them next, but I didn't say it's crazy how much humans can accomplish even when they don't feel like 100 or feel like themselves or feel confident. It's crazy how much we do and not be 100%.
Yeah. I mean, because I feel like most days I'm not 100%. I don't feel like I'm 100% most days. Maybe 98, 99, 70, sometimes 50. But I still show up. Sometimes 50.
I ain't never seen you at 50. I might not see it. But that's the thing, though. Other people can't see what number you at. It's crazy what we can't accomplish when we don't feel, like you said, like ourselves.
Yeah, and I think it's the days that we're not at 100%, those are the days that is most important to at least try to show up. If you can't, that's okay, but do what you can. Those are them be the days. Them the days.
You are hilarious. Well, how y'all doing from the cubes?
How y'all doing from the cubicles?
Oh, not vocals to the cubes.
That wasn't even no vocals.
I can't match y'all that now.
From the cubicles, take a minute. I guess a lot of people may not know why we say cubicles. Why do you say cubicles?
Why do I say cubicles?
Yeah, because you was like, because I'm always working them. I'm always at work because I'm always working on myself.
Yeah.
So for the people who may not know, from the cubes, take a deep breath, check in with yourself. How are you?
Now that we've all grounded ourselves, what we rapping about today?
Today, we're having a conversation about the arrival fallacy. I first heard about this term when I was listening to The Karma of Success by Liz Trent. And by the way, she DM'd me and I thought I was dreaming, telling me, oh my God, I heard you listening to my book. I love your podcast. Keep it up. And I needed that day. So thank you, Liz, for that DM. You just brighten up my day. But yeah, when I heard about the arrival fallacy, I knew. I was like, yeah, we gonna talk about that.
I thought it was some good shit. I was like, I want me an arrival fallacy. It sounds good when you say it. To me, boy, I went on an arrival fallacy. I said, whoa, like good. It's like I thought it was like I ain't gonna say I thought it was a drug, but I thought it was like a good trip. Like you went on a Cloud 9 trip. Arrival I think it's the word fallacy that's confusing me.
But see,
because it sounds fancy.
Fallacy isn't a word that I've been exposed to.
I know. See, that's why it confused me.
Yeah.
That's why it got me.
But the term was coined by psychologist Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar. And it basically means that when you believe that attaining a particular goal or success will lead to long-term happiness.
AKA, I'll be good when.
Yeah, like once I get this, I'll be happy. I'm
just waiting on this.
Like, or I'll be my best self when XYZ happens.
So you know what arrival fallacy is, you just didn't know that term.
Exactly. I didn't know it had a term.
Me neither. Everybody, but I know I'll be good when.
Yeah.
Because I said that plenty.
I've lived that story all my life.
Yes.
All my life. Do you think, I feel like it goes without saying, but do you think that you have fallen victim to the arrival fallacy?
For sure. Still victim to it. Even when I found out about it, I was like, we both was like, I know what it is. I know it's probably not healthy. I'm probably still gonna do it.
I was like, here's my thing. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, Mr. Psychologist.
And I know you right, Brother Tuba.
I know you're right. But like, are you sure though? Because I do feel like once I do this, I'm gonna
I
be.
do feel like I'm gonna be, and I think we are right to assume that we will be happy at that moment. But we all know happiness is like a drug. It's going to eventually fade, and you're gonna come to this new existence of normal.
And human beings aren't meant to be happy all the
Yes,
time.
no.
We are naturally meant to feel every emotion that is possible in the human experience.
Mm-hmm.
So the belief that something will bring you long-term happiness, and I guess generally speaking, right? Are you happy in your life right now? Right? Like, are you happy with your life versus I'm happy today, I'm sad today? Those are different. So I do get that, but I think for me personally, it takes me away from today.
The moment.
Because if you're saying like when this thing happens, I'll be happy. You don't really, it's unconscious, but you're saying that you can't be happy today.
Yeah, basically with
Yeah.
facts. Yeah. I like how you put that. It go back to my point too in the beginning where I said people accomplish so many things and not be at 100. You willingly and knowingly saying I'll never be at 100 till I accomplish this thing.
Yeah.
Saying I'm gonna coast at 75, 60, whatever it is until I accomplish said goal.
Exactly.
And you learning how to work with less of you when all of you is available. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Smooth. So like I said, in other words, arrival fallacy, when I say it to myself, it's the act of pushing or trying, It is the act of pushing or tying your gratitude, happiness, forgiveness, grace, or any other essential emotion, energy to an accomplishment or threshold in the future.
That's really good, Psychologist Tim.
Mr.
Psychologist.
Pastor Tim I'd prefer Pastor Tim. It is, you feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, in simpler terms, it's I'll be happy when.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just breaking it down, it's like I said, you are not giving yourself full access to who you can be.
Yeah. I think as human beings, we often place happiness outside of ourselves. I know I do it all the time. And like, I would love to see him be like, no, I don't suffer from the arrival fallacy. Like, I'm happy, da 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 da. I don't place my happiness or my joy on tangible things or, future outcomes outside of myself. But I do. I feel like I've fallen victim to placing. And I mean, obviously, that's why so many of us are on this healing journey, because we continue to place happiness outside of ourselves. When I know y'all get tired of hearing it, but I have to keep saying it because I have to keep reminding myself and reminding those who need to hear it that it's within us. Yeah. And until we can understand that, grasp that concept, and live it, you know what I mean? Then we'll never find happiness.
Yeah. You need a constant reminder of it, since life is a constant thing. You need a constant reminder because you got a job, you may have, kids, a partner, activity, whatever you got going on. 24 hours that they give us in a day, it quickly goes. Well, it doesn't quickly go. It goes at the exact same time every day. Our attention, our actions, and our thoughts quickly go into directions that we don't want them to.
Yeah.
Just about every day. So you need the constant reminder of the basics of just overall wellness. It all comes within you.
And I mean, it's reminders, but at the same time, a lot of it is new shit that we weren't taught.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In the beginning, it can be new shit that you just weren't taught.
Or even with like you said, needing to be reminded certain things. Heavy on that because I don't even remember what I had on yesterday. My attention span, I guess that's not attention span.
But no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like, it's not good. I don't remember. I can't even really tell you, not right now, not off back, like a conversation that I had yesterday.
Yeah, just one. Like I said,
I can't.
Our thoughts and, like I said, our energy, our actions can get scattered throughout this human experience the way they didn't set it up for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we need these gentle reminders. What do you think is the root cause of your belief that happiness is on the other side of like all your success and personal achievements?
So the root to my arrival fallacy.
Yeah, like what is the root cause of that? Like not some type of Band-Aid shit, but like rooted.
I would probably go with lack of self-acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
Tug of war with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Those probably the main two things of why I have arrival fallacy.
Even deeper though, why do you think you lack self-confidence? And what was the other thing you said?
Self-acceptance.
Self-acceptance.
Because I haven't accomplished the things I want to accomplish.
Nah. It's deeper.
As it may be deeper, but as today, that's the only level I'm at right now, as far as like, digging into it. That's where I'm at.
That,
you know
and
what I
I
mean?
accept that.
It probably is deeper. It might be from childhood something,
Yeah.
but I haven't connected the dots on it.
Mm-hmm.
But my arrival fallacy for me personally it started at adulthood when I set goals, where I wanted to be in life, what I wanted to do, and how I wanted to live. That's when mine came, the arrival fallacy. When I was a kid, you think you're going to do all the amazing things in the world and whatnot. I had no arrival fallacy. It was no real time period. I just knew when I get older. That's what you say when you were a kid.
Yeah, when
I get older.
When I grow up.
You didn't say when you were 12, you didn't say when I'm 25, you didn't have a time on it. It was just when I grow up. It's no specific time. But once you actually grow up, then you start to put them dates.
Agreed.
On everything. And that's, to me, when my arrival fallacy came. For me, I'm an artist. And with art, it's such a tango, like a dance.
Yeah.
I had to release the art. The world kind of reacts to the art. And that's when the trouble starts for artists. Because we might put out something that we love and they thought it was me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now we're doing this dance between a positive reaction to our art and what we love.
Got it.
Back and forth with that, and then back and forth with the community that we're releasing this art into. And when you're not getting the results that you want for yourself, then that's when the lack of self-acceptance come in, the lack of confidence in the art that you're putting out. For me, that's what it's been. Me personally, I got songs that I believe I love so much, and they might really just go unnoticed on the album.
Yeah.
They just don't get played as much. And I'm thinking, like, that's the greatest. Did you not hear this? How could you not have? But that's just like the root of it for an artist. And I don't know. Like, it's one of them things, like we said, we suffer from this. And I think I'm going to continue to suffer from arrival fallacy for a little while.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be hard for me to shake it until I get what I want.
Especially since it's something that we've suffered from for so long. We literally, as of last week, we were able to have a term, like a face to this, what this thing is. But I think also having goals isn't bad, because goals motivate us and it allows us to cultivate habits that will better us, in the present moment, in the future. So goals are good, but I think once you place your worth in achieving those goals is where the problem begins. For me, I think, I was having this conversation with, I think I audio journaled a little bit, and then I came home and kind of talked to you about it as well. I think the root cause, first of all, generally speaking, the way society is set up is a huge cause of why we think once we attain certain levels of success, we'll be happier. Like, think about the American dream. When you think about things like that, having a great job, family, children, like, that's the American dream, quote unquote, the American dream. Once we see that picture, we attach our happiness to titles and success. So I think that's one thing. Another thing is, we talked about this a couple of episodes ago. We're able to see the lives of others, what looks like the lives of others, so closely. Yeah. And we see all these things that these people have, all these accomplishments, the family, whatever the case may be, and we're like, oh, they're happy. Yeah. If I have that, I'll be happy too. When I have that, I'll be happy. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. And the thing about that is, as we all know, social media is not real. I was having a conversation with my older cousin about this, I think the other day. Social media is not real. no one's out here, and I think it's okay. I think it's okay that it's not real. I really do. Like, I've come to terms with the fact that it's not real, and that's okay, because when we are putting ourselves out here in the digital world, we have to have some kind of, what's the word? Discernment. Like, nobody don't need to know all your business.
Facts.
Like, that's just what it is. And it's vulnerable putting all of yourself out there.
It is.
And not everybody deserves that piece of you. Like, that's just true. But when entering this space of social media, you have to understand that it is not real. Like, we can't get on here comparing ourselves and comparing other people's lives and other people's quote unquote happiness to ours, because 9 times out of 10, it's not actually real. Like, yeah, they may be happy, but I'm pretty sure they have challenges and things that they struggle with. Like, I've had to learn that nobody's perfect. Everybody has challenges. Everybody has, like, literally everyone.
Yeah, facts.
Every breathing being. Maybe not animals, because they got struggles too. But yeah. Now back to me, my root cause.
Okay.
Because I know I'm long-winded right now, but what a podcast for? I think that I often feel like an orphan. I hope I don't cry because I feel it. But I often feel like an orphan.
I'm here for you.
I know you're here, and I'm just trying to word it. Obviously, I think that no matter how old you get, you need your parents. Like, plural, parents. Because I didn't grow up with 2 parents. And I find myself being very hopeful. Like, hoping that they'll give me what it is that I need. I don't always exactly know what it is that I need from them, but I know I want to feel safe. I know I want to feel seen and understood and loved by my parents. And I don't always feel that. Just to be transparent, my parents were never together. You know that. They were never together. Like, they were never married. Not at any point in my life, my parents were never, like, in a relationship.
Yeah, just a relationship.
Yeah, so now that I'm an adult, like, my dad talks to me more. Like, every other day, he texts me. But it's not about me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, It's about him. Like, he's trying to prove something to me. Like, he's trying to get me to like him, I think. I can't really put a finger on what it is. Yeah. And then with my mom, Chad, I don't even know where I began. And I'm not going to get all the way into it. But she calls me with all her problems. Sometimes crying on the phone, yelling, mad. And obviously, like, there are some deep mental health issues going on there. But I remember she called me the other day, and I was just like, you know, why can't I call you and come to you with my problems? Like, I'm your daughter. I shouldn't have to.
I got you, babe.
I shouldn't have to be giving you advice. Like, she literally tell me, you're a therapist. I don't want to be your therapist. I want to be your daughter.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be. And I found myself being so hopeful about their relationship. Even with the both of them, both of my parents, like, it's never been about me. I don't think it ever has. They talk to me about each other.
Yeah.
No one ever asked me how I'm feeling. And so I think with that lack of being seen and just my parents being incapable of giving me what it is that I need, at this point in my life, I feel, I won't say worthless because that's not true, but I feel empty. There's a void that I'm trying to fill. So whenever I associate my happiness being in the future, or associate my happiness and worth with a goal, a milestone, I'm really searching for the love, the support, the safety, the security, the understanding that I seek from my parents.
I just want to thank you for your bravery, your courage to like share that with people, empathy, your self-awareness to even know on a deeper level where it all comes from.
Thank you.
It's something that I admire, and I know our listeners probably admire too.
Thank you. I love you. But yeah, that's the root.
I really don't know how to follow it. I'm not trying to follow it up. Like,
but it's like, that's the end. Is the podcast over? But nah,
I did want to speak on something real quick. Amazing. Stop me laughing. Amazing sentiment. I don't really know how we follow it up, but I'm going to
moving forward.
Like goals, like you said, goals are good. They push us, but when we become overly obsessed, they hinder us from feeling what is actually taking place in the now. Like goals rob us of the present moment. We put ourselves in actions, environments, engagements we would never consider due to our unwillingness to surrender obsessions to these goals. You know what I mean? Like a health goal may be for someone to lose weight. Mm-hmm. A simple tactic was that I'm gonna go to the gym 3-4 times a week. I'm gonna drink more water. I'm gonna cut out fried food. When you start to over obsess, now you counting calories. You weighing every meal that you eat now. And now you're not eating cake at your homie wedding.
And no shade to people who like
do that. That's cool.
But I've always seen, because I've been into like eating well for like years, and so obviously I would watch these videos and I would see people weigh their food, count calories,
cringing at it.
And I'm just my heart like for me personally, it just it's too
cringy
much.
a little bit. It's like
much.
It's cringy. It's almost like over obsessing about the thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's when goals become unhealthy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're doing too much. We're taking ourselves out of the moment into a depressing situation. And not just like, I don't mean depressing, meaning like, you know how people can be diagnosed with depression. I mean like depression, like taking the air out of a situation. Depressing the situation.
Is that decompress?
Decompress. I think depressing, maybe decompress.
Okay. I mean, I don't know either.
You know what I mean? Just taking like the fun out of it. Like you taking the fun out of working out. Yeah. You get done working out, you're supposed to feel like a badass.
Exactly.
Not like
empowered.
Not like you out of gas and I can't come back here again. Exactly. I can't continue this process.
Exactly.
Supposed to feel like a badass, not like that. So
sorry, go ahead.
No, I just would say like goals can be tricky. They really can.
Yeah. But the thing about life is supposed to be fun. One of my favorite quotes from Poetic Justice, she was like, this a big ass world we supposed to, what she say?
It's a big ass place. Girl, this world ain't nothing but a big ass place for us to fuck up
in it. Or something like that.
It's a beautiful quote for real.
Like it is. And it's just like life is supposed to be fun. Yes. I mean, obviously have goals. But when your goals begin, like when you start obsessing over it and you transform into somewhat of a lost soul, because that's what a lost soul is when you obsess over something so badly that nothing else matters. Yeah. Like,
and I think a big thing about that we won't release the war on time.
What do you mean by that?
Well, like when you don't release the war on time, you will never find the time in the first place.
The war on time. Are you saying the war on time or the war on time?
Yeah, like the war we have on time. Like, oh, there's not enough hours in the day. I don't have enough time. Release your war on time. Like what time is always here for us.
Is your ally.
Yeah, time is your ally. We always try to push things off, or we say that I didn't have enough time to get to this, or I don't ain't enough hours in the day. There's plenty of time.
What are you actually doing? That's the question.
You letting your thoughts, your actions, and your energy go to other places besides where you wanted to. The time was always there. It's the same time every day.
And you know what I think too? And I think I'm guilty of this. I think I live more in my inner world, in my head, than I actually really live in reality.
Yeah, you hear people be like, where did the time go? The time went to the exact same place it always went.
The time don't change.
You went somewhere else.
Exactly. You living in here in your mind versus doing it in real life.
Thoughts, your actions, your energy went somewhere other than to the thing you wanted to do.
Do.
Here
you go
on my
again.
do, man.
On the do. Also, I think going back to like the root cause of it, of like being victim of the arrival fallacy, I want to say that I think that root cause can change. I think we have various amount of root causes and with time, as we live life, those root causes will change. They'll evolve into other things.
Due to our new responsibilities in life.
Yes.
I wanted to be an artist to express myself. I got a kid. Now I need to be an artist that expresses themselves and make $1 off the art. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So now I'm even more pressed.
Exactly.
Into the arrival fallacy to get this shit done. So it gets tough.
How has being a victim of the arrival fallacy affected your well-being?
Like, it go back to confidence and not being able to sometimes stand on my ideas 100% as they are. Not cater them to society when I put them out. Just releasing them as I see them, releasing my opinion as I see them. A lot of times we'll want to speak on a certain subject, but we'll speak on it as gently as we think a society will accept that statement. And I think I ain't gonna say one of the best. It's like best or worst, however you want to look at it. Like Kanye West, like he makes these statements and they be like controversial to some people, but they are his.
They're his
that's
thoughts, what he's thinking.
Straight from him to you.
Agreed.
So I can admire the fact that like he don't usually like filter it too much. You know what I mean? It give you room to if you don't like it, you don't like it, and if you do, you know that's cool.
But we know this is actually who he is.
Yes, at the moment, and I can grant him that.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people can't grant people the grace to that is who they are at the moment, and they will change in a different moment.
Yeah, especially Kanye. He's a
especially Kanye.
He's a Gemini. Like
you are a Gemini.
Yeah.
And you change in the moment.
I am. Yes.
Yes, you do.
I do. You seem bothered.
A little bothered at times with the Gemini-ish.
Give me my grace. It's who I am, though.
How much grace can you give a fucking Gemini? You give him grace, and then you'll never see that shit. You'll never see the end of grace.
Come on, man. Come on, let us live.
Didn't your boy got an album like that?
Steve Lacy.
You can't.
What he said? You
like,
can't.
Something you can't trick Gemini or something like that. Yeah.
For me, I think that the arrival fallacy has affected my well-being in a multitude of ways. Definitely my self-worth. Again, it's one of them.
I agree with you on that. Yeah. I should have mentioned that on mine.
Yeah. I'll mention it for the both of us. Yeah, like obviously putting my worth in titles or in success or, numbers. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It has definitely affected my self-perception. And I think that goes back to the obligations that society places upon us as human beings. Like, you know what I mean? Like titles and stuff like that. And I have been guilty of allowing others' opinions, expectations to shape my self-perception.
Yeah, I get that.
So that's one. What's another one? And honestly, just low mental health in general.
Yeah, it'll stress you.
Yeah, it will definitely stress you because, again, it takes you out of the moment. And when you are constantly living in a place that does not exist, it brings you low energy.
Yeah, like you said, with social media and the way our minds work, our minds quickly classify things and minimize things and put them in folders. Generalize things. So when you see somebody, who might be in your field and they got the things that you want, the numbers, the recognition, the respect, the money, whatever it might be, your brain automatically classifies that's a winner.
Yeah.
He's winning.
And if he's winning and you don't have what he have, then what are you?
Yes. So it's like your mind, you might think you're saying he's winning, he's doing great, but your mind classified two files. Him in the winner position,
but
and whoever else doesn't have what he has, unconsciously or in the loser file.
Exactly.
And your mind is great. Your mind thinks so fast that, hey, when it was putting everybody in the loser pile, they kind of saw your numbers and said, We're in there too. And the brain put it there so quickly, and that's the trap you put yourself in with social media if you're not careful on like who you follow, what you follow, and how it makes you feel.
Agree. Ooh, feel.
That is a big one. How it makes you feel. If I go to somebody's post, or I'm quick with my unfollow button.
Oh, baby, I'm quick with the unfollow, the
mute, whatever it gotta be. You know what I mean? If I ever have an emotion that is negative on social media, I bet you that's the last time I see your shit, your face.
Oh,
the last time I see your face around her, buddy.
Last time. Feeling. I love that you said that. I just want to live my life. I just want to feel more. Whatever it is, I want to be able to feel it. And I want to be able to assess those feelings and live my life accordingly.
I get that. Doubling back to mine, like one of them was like pressure on putting my art out. And I have to realize like I'm only punishing myself when I obsess over the art.
Yeah.
I only punish me. Now, only my mental, only my soul, only my confidence takes a fucking beating when I obsess about it.
Right.
It don't get me closer to my goals. It just beats me up about it. It makes it harder for me to get back into the ring to put my art out because I got my ass beat so bad last time by me.
Right.
It's a torturing thing. I have to, tell myself and realize like my powers only get stronger over time. They're not diminishing, they're replenishing through experience. You feel me, Round?
I feel you.
Replenishing. You like that word? I like that word.
Not diminishing, but
replenishing. Powers only get stronger over time. I'm not diminishing, I'm replenishing.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? That is the biggest thing. Like, I know you went in the ring and you may have lost that fight, but you got a lot of experience, dog.
Agreed.
Get back in there, King.
Agreed. I think also, too, there are, because you mentioned, like, it's just really you against you.
Yeah,
I think often we have this narrative, this made-up narrative of what people think of us, how people are going to receive our art, us, who we truly are. And it isn't real.
No.
And I think that, as you just said, the real battle is within.
Mm-hmm.
There are, unfortunately, a lot of battles in this world, But the biggest battle is the battle within.
Yeah. We can't stress that enough. Like, when you think that people gonna say this if this is released, they is just the inner critic inside of you.
Agreed.
So again, it's like you said, it's all within you.
Yeah.
They ain't seen nothing yet.
Who is they?
Who are they? They ain't seen it yet. They haven't heard it yet. Only person that's criticizing it is you.
Yeah.
Let it go. You can't become wise without trial and error.
Facts.
Can't.
Facts. I wanted to go back to one more thing for me that how it's affected my well-being. It puts me in a lack mindset, which I talk about that a lot. But when you place happiness outside of the present moment, automatically, by default, it puts you in a lack mindset. And with the lack mindset, your options are very limited.
Yes.
Super limited. And even like just how I move in the world, I find myself like having a lack mindset and being victim of binary thinking. Mm-hmm. Binary thinking is basically like, if you have never heard of that,
I don't know how you knew I was finna ask.
I know you. It's this or that, like black and white. There's it's just like there's so many fucking loopholes to life. It's so many loopholes to life. I literally was doing something yesterday. I was thinking about, I think maybe content, work. I don't even know. And I was like, but I could do it like this, or I got to do it like that. But it's just like, or, we have X, Y, Z. Like,
you got
life is full of fucking loopholes, bro. And when you come back to the moment and realize that you're abundant in this moment and you are a limitless being in this moment, you will finally wake the fuck up and see, damn, I can do that, or I could do that, or I could do that, or I could do that.
Yeah, you're only limited by what you believe you can do. Like you said, Dick Gregory once said, if you tell yourself, I can't afford to go to Paris, you just told all millions of cells in your body to make sure we do everything possible that we can't get to Paris.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got, like you said, you only captured by what you believe.
Facts.
So how do you think the arrival fallacy has affected your relationships?
The relationship that comes to mind is obviously my relationship with you, but the relationship with our daughters. Because I come from someone who worked multiple jobs so we could survive, you know what I mean? So we could exist and have the essentials of life. I've often felt like, alone, like I wasn't heard. I found myself not being in the moment with my children. And sometimes I be out of the moment, but once I get back in the moment, I realize that I was out of the moment. And I'm like, damn, this is happiness. These beautiful faces, these children, this is happiness. And I worry that they won't feel like I was there mentally.
Yeah.
Like, because I think kids are smart. They can tell.
They can tell when you ain't paying attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I find myself immediately sometimes not paying attention, being in a whole nother world, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
They deserve to have my full attention.
They do.
I don't want to become so obsessed with my goal or my work, because I think sometimes I blame it on, I just love what I do so much. Like, that's why I'm always thinking about it. But are you obsessing over it?
Yeah.
Are you obsessing over it?
Why we created the rule, no work on the weekend.
No work on the weekends. But yeah, I definitely think that hopefully they can't quite tell.
Hopefully you disguise it.
Because they really be in their own worlds low key sometimes.
Yeah.
But I hope.
But the simplest thing, even when you distracted or they distracted, the simplest thing, like them on the iPad, but then like you bringing them in to cuddle.
Yes.
Simplest thing.
Yeah, because Zuri love to cuddle. That's my little cuddle buddy.
I just thought this morning, I was like, next time I see my grandma, I'll make sure I cuddle on her.
Aww.
I remember doing it as a kid, but it's probably been like 20 years since I sat in that position and just like lean my head on my granny. And I want to know what that feeling is again before, I won't have my grandmother forever. We won't have each other forever. So I want to know that feeling again.
That made my heart beat.
I love my granny.
love Doris. I love her. But same question to you. How do you think the arrival fallacy has affected your relationships?
Sometimes I don't like to show up.
What do you mean?
I just don't like to show up physically. I don't like to show up in places because of a little bit of shame. Like, really. I got no shame in being a 34-year-old artist.
You are not 34.
I'm not 34 yet. I'm 33, but I'm finna be 34 in July.
That's in July, and that goes back to living in the future. Presently, you are 33 years old.
Dude, it's
no,
like a
it
couple
matters.
months.
I know, but see, it's
you
not.
hate when I do it.
I hate when you do that,
really,
though.
It's just a couple. All right.
It's not. It's literally 5 months. That's almost half of a year from now, bruh.
Yeah.
You're 33. We're living in the present. You are not 34.
33 years old.
Thank you.
As my mom.
Yeah,
has
okay.
corrected
Somebody
me.
needs to be your mama.
Tony did an awesome job with me.
She did what
She did what she could.
she did what she could with y'all.
Again, I have some shame. I'm not ashamed that I'm a 33-year-old artist. Sometimes I have shame I'm a 33-year-old artist and I don't have the things that show a successful 33-year-old artist. So that sometimes makes me want to be absent. Sometimes I don't even want to like go back home or go places like because I ain't got the things that I want to have at that I thought I would have at that mark.
Yeah, that's ego, and that's okay.
Yeah,
But
it
that's
is.
ego.
It is.
That's not.
Damn, nigga.
Damn. But I'm just saying that is
my ego. But just being ultimately just vulnerable, like that's what it is. I'll be just like, I get over it and go, but ultimately I can feel it on the inside, hurting the experience that I have because I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things where you think everybody can see your thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody catching you pants down. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
I understand that. I do.
So yeah, that's what has affected my relationship. Sometimes I don't even be like
want to show up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because ultimately, I know that linked from my childhood where I grew up. It was like if you ain't like Boosie even said it in the song before. If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home. Like,
Boosie said
yeah,
that?
he said that in the song before.
If you ain't got no money, I thought Fergie.
What? Fergie?
GLAM.
Never.
And it'd be like, if you ain't got no money, take your broke ass. Okay.
I heard it from Lil Boosie. I don't know about Fergie. She wasn't really in rotation in my.
She was in my rotation.
But in mine. But like that statement or just being from around the way, like when you ain't have it, you just kind of like ducked off.
Yeah.
And they be like, well, social media is like disappear for whatever months and come back.
But you know what? I relate to that though.
That's what I mean.
I think it's okay to take a step back and work on yourself.
But what happens when that step back is to work on something that's gonna maybe feed the ego. Then is it great?
But
is it my ego?
We had this conversation though earlier today. We were talking about wanting to be millionaires. Like I've never really blatantly said I want to be rich. I do. I desire to be very wealthy, but I don't think that's bad because of course I want a good life. Yeah, and I think that not saying you got to be millionaires to have a good life.
No, because I got one now.
Exactly. But I want to help so many people.
Yeah.
We had a conversation like, there's a war going on right now.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why I wanted to be a millionaire.
So we can help out
people with that. Like, we've donated money. But if I had more, I would donate more.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That just goes back to like not having what I want to have as a 33.
Thank you, sir.
Year old artist.
Yeah, and I think sometimes a lot of times there is a negative connotation that is attached to being rich or having, certain abundance. And it's not negative. It's about what you do with it.
It's about what you do
and how you allow it to affect, how you allow the abundance that is always there to affect you and how you move in this world.
Yeah.
Money ain't evil.
No. What people do with it is evil.
Yes, people do evil things.
But people have been trading and using a currency, some type of currency for centuries. It's been the way of man. Yeah. It's just that we're in an era where it is way more acceptable to hoard your power or your resources.
Yeah.
In today's time, it's way more acceptable to be, motherfuckers up millions and there's people
who ain't got a fucking pot to piss on.
You know what I'm saying? It's way more acceptable for a guy to have $100 million and that homeless people out here, and there's people who can't afford surgeries because they don't got the money, and it's okay for that rich person because hey, they earned that money. We can't tell them what to do with it.
Yeah,
that's the new thing.
Quote unquote.
They quote unquote can't tell them what to do with it.
Yeah,
but that's just the times we live in. But last question before we release y'all. The bell, I release you. The bell does not. Did your teacher ever tell you that?
Yes.
I used to hate that shit.
Me too.
Last question.
I leave when I want.
You won't. Last question. Do you think the arrival fallacy is something you'll ever get over? If so, how do you plan to do so?
I fucking hope so. And if not, that's okay. I just want to continue to remind myself that my worth isn't equivalent to the tangible success in my life. Mm-hmm. Abundance is in this moment. As always, and I've been doing this more frequently than usual, expressing gratitude for what I have in my life, but also self-gratitude. Like, we did this today. We stood up for ourselves today. And some nights I forget, but doing that really does create more abundance, more happiness, because I'm seeing like, oh shit, I can be happy right now. I have things to be grateful for right now. Another thing is also just doing things for the sake of doing them. I think we live in such a capitalistic world that everything I get good at, I want to make money off of.
Yeah, everything that we do.
Or I want to be the best steady, or got to have success attached to it. So, just doing things for the sake of doing them and finding joy in that particular thing. Whatever it may be, like I love to run. Of course, I don't know, just me being the competitive person I am, I'm like, oh yes, okay, I ran 3 miles today, I gotta run 5 tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But like, obviously continuing to push myself, but also at the same time having some kind of balance and doing things for fun. What about you?
I don't think I'm ever gonna get over it.
Bae.
But see, I wanted to say that to let people know it is perfectly fine to have certain things that give you trouble. I don't want people to believe that wellness, you have to be okay and good in every aspect to be in a well state.
Agreed.
Well-being. It's okay to have that thing like, nah, that shit is always gonna kind of itch me. I'm always gonna have a little trouble with it. I'm personally gonna always, until I hit that goal, have a little trouble with arrival fallacy.
Yeah, I don't think I'm never not gonna have trouble with it, but I think I'm gonna always be actively, like, I'm conscious of it.
Yeah.
But actively bringing myself back to the moment.
Yes, I agree with you.
Y'all ain't like, you coming y'all, bitch. People like, okay, let me finish. Okay, go ahead.
But again, like I said, I think it's good to have a mark. Like, I think it's okay. I don't want people to know it's okay to have something that bothers you, like, regardless. And you still okay. You're not a bad person because you can't get over this thing.
Absolutely not.
I'm always had that arrival fallacy just because I don't know. It comes with the territory of being ambitious and hungry. Certain things just come with it. And I'm hungry for this shit. I want this shit.
Yeah.
So this shit just kind of comes with the territory, and I have to learn to release certain things. So my happiness, arrival fallacy can have my happiness because I don't even fuck with happiness in the first place. Like,
true,
that.
You don't.
I don't fuck with it. Gratitude is my shit. Absolutely. I won't let arrival fallacy have my gratitude though. See, that's the clip, but I fuck with it. Like, I'ma have it, but you can keep that. I'm not letting you get my gratitude. Because my gratitude, I can show up every single day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I focus in on that part. It might, like I said, it might have my happiness, a little bit of it, not all of it. I'm still happy. I'm laughing all through this podcast with your goofy ass.
We laugh all the time, and I love that for us.
But I can't capture you. I'm probably gonna be in trouble with this arrival fallacy until it happens.
Yeah, it goes back to what we said at the beginning. We like, he right, but
he right, but I can't.
But at the same time,
I can't rock with you.
It look real happy. It look real happy over there.
That brother in his Tesla look amazing.
Looks good. It looks great.
I've never seen that man not smile in that car.
I've never seen nobody that happy in my life. He looks really happy.
I gotta get it, bro.
And I aspire to have that amount of happiness.
I'm sorry, I gotta have that shit, bro. So, it's like materialistic things they have a bad stigma sometimes because materialistic things, they don't hold as much value as you think they do. But we all live in this world, and it's almost impossible to not want something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Deepak Chopra, it might have been Deepak or Eckhart, and I don't know if I've been saying his name wrong, Tolle or Toe, I don't know, but one of them, who knows? But we are allowed, or it might have been Miguel Ruiz. I don't know. I don't know.
Gurus. You know,
too many gurus. I know all of them. They're my friends. But we deserve to have our heaven on earth. Like, we deserve to have our heaven on earth, and that's mentally, physically, and spiritually. We deserve abundance, and we have to reframe our mindset to believing we deserve that shit, all of it. And when you do that, like you said before, you're telling every cell in your body, I deserve that. I'm gonna do everything in my power to go get it. I'm happy and I'm abundant and I'm grateful now, but I'm gonna also be grateful when I go get that shit because it's mine.
Yes, and I also understand that I'm not gonna put myself in bad situations, environments, or engage with people I don't want to go get these things.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna go hard for it, but I'm not crossing the line and putting me somewhere I don't want to be.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? In no stage, physically, spiritually, like mentally, none of that.
It.
I ain't willing to cross the line on nothing to go get it, but I am gonna go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Smooth. And with that being said,
thank you so much for being here with us today, spending time with us. We love you. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. We're sending you so much peace, so much abundance.
Joy and abundance.
I was like, I'm putting you, you know?
Like, this ain't my part.
Abundance and everything you need in this moment. We'll talk to you next time. Bye. Mwah.
Smooth.